Segura Sanjio.
Hola.
Alright, so quick prerequisite for this. My cough is back, so I'm gonna have a lot of this video with a lozenge in my mouth. So it be what it be. So normally right now, this is where we would, I would be like, alright, hey, what do you think about these characters in this matchup? But, correct me if I'm wrong, none of you have any connection to these characters or matchup.
Can you remind me who they are?
Simone the Digger from Gurren Lagann and Kyle Rayner the White Lantern from DC Comics.
I thought you talked about him before.
Before the reveal, I did not know who either of these people were in the slightest.
Okay.
So instead of the normal way we start these, I'm gonna tell you guys a little story that is very important to this episode.
Okay.
That does involve spoiling a death battle we have not watched yet. However, not only is it important to the story, but if it was in the preview that they spoiled the episode already, so it's going to be spoiled in this. You guys are going to see it anyway. So, season 6 of this show, an episode dropped with Ben 10 versus Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern. And all fucking hell broke loose. The entire...
Like in the community?
Yes. The entire internet was very, very sure that Ben 10 was going to shit stomp Hal Jordan. And then not only did Ben 10 lose, he died in a way that felt disrespectful and didn't really work with his character. And the entire internet started hating Death Battle way more than they already did.
I think I say way more than they should.
No, I mean, I was kind of pissed, and to their credit, they got the outcome right. It was just kind of a thing at the time of everyone was so sure that Ben 10 would win. And we all come to terms on that, but just the overall episode still suffers because of some of the stuff in there. Okay. But after the episode, so that episode came out, and it hit one of the highest dislike ratios of any death battle ever.
Oh.
And actually spawned, there are multiple video essays online
just about that
how bad
episode.
They did. But because of that, there was a matchup that it was around, but most people kind of didn't care, of Simone the Digger versus Kyle Rayner. But no one gave a shit, really. But then that episode dropped. And people said, oh, wait, Simone wins. This is now a spite matchup that I want to happen to kill a lantern. And it got a lot of popularity. And then someone pointed out that Kyle Rayner should actually win. And then no one wanted the episode to happen anymore. Because it was no longer a spite matchup.
Because they were going to lose again.
Time happened. And people realized not only is it extremely close and very debatable, it would just be cool as shit. And people didn't care as much about Ben 10 versus Green Lantern.
It's been long enough.
The popularity of it spiked again. It was in the Champions poll a couple years ago. It lost to Bill Cipher versus Discord, but it was still one of the more popular options on there. And now we are here with a 24-minute episode. Not as long as they made it seem like it was going to be. But
Did they make it seem like it was going to be very long? Or what?
Liam, the lead writer of and researcher of this episode, said that it was one of the longer scripts that he's written.
Okay.
And I'm confused now looking at the time. But
You did say longer script.
This is true.
It doesn't always mean like scripts
Yeah,
can
maybe
be
the fight's not long.
Scripts can be like a series of shots in order, and those shots could be like a total of 0.25 seconds long.
This is true.
Is he script writer for the whole video, or just the explanation, just the fight?
Whole video.
Whole video, okay.
But with that being said, this is potentially one of the biggest matchups they have ever and will ever do. And I am hype, and I really, really, really want Simone to win.
Alright. Do you want to kill a lantern?
No, I'm
Okay.
I'm away from that. I used to. I hated Green Lantern for a while because they came out when I was in middle school. I was salty about everything. But I've turned around. I'm not the biggest fan of that episode. Like I said, when we get to that one, I'll have a lot more to say on that. But
Okay.
before we get in, does anyone have any thoughts before we go in?
Are we
No.
still voting on who wins and loses?
Yeah, but that's gonna be out unless you guys want to pick someone to root for right now.
I'm gonna vote for the White Lantern just because, and again, I don't know anything about him. Kyle Rayner. Just because I did kind of have a soft spot for all things Green Lantern when I was in middle school. Obviously the Ryan Reynolds movie sucked terribly, but I did not have like a critical lens at that time, so I actually kind of enjoyed it the first time I watched it.
That's valid.
Not to mention I played the shit out of Injustice and Injustice 2.
Oh yeah.
And Green Lantern was one of my favorite characters in the story.
Mm.
All right. Zach's rooting for Kyle Rayner. Nick and Luke, do either of you guys want to pick someone to just root for, just off the name or series, I guess?
Tie. I'm hoping for the coin flip landing on the edge.
Yeah, this is like you said, one I don't really have a whole lot of stake in, and I have heard of Kyle Rayner before, but I've never been like super into Green Lantern lore. I like the concept of like the Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and kind of how the trend of DC kind of handing off the mantle of the same character to different people. Like I like that.
Yeah.
It gives kind of like a Power Rangers vibe or something, but I don't really have any stake in either one. I just purely going off of the design of like Simon the Digger. It looks cooler, so
Nick,
I'm gonna root for them.
is somebody like eating chips behind you or something?
Oh no, sorry, I'm twiddling with processed plastic that I'm gonna turn into a more 3D filament.
Okay. The sound of it sounded like the like of eating chips.
It was being like a
But, like, at a
ventriloquist
distance.
chewing while speaking clearly.
Yeah.
Something that I got wrong for a while, and Nick actually also just got it wrong. But again, like if you look at it, it looks right. His name is pronounced Simone.
Simone. Okay.
No, Simone.
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 Like-
Is Simone the
like-
Digger.
Like Ellen and the Chipmunks.
Wouldn't there be an E?
I don't know. It's pronounced Simone.
Okay.
Not Simone. Simone.
Yeah, sorry.
Like SEA space MOAN.
Yep,
Simone.
Simone the Digger.
Wouldn't there be a hyphen?
It's still. It's,
Never mind.
I don't know.
I'm
Japan's
asking the wrong
weird.
questions.
Japan is weird. But I got that wrong I called him Simon the Digger for years, and then I said that at work once, and someone thought I said a very different word at the end.
I don't.
I like how that was unrelated to the actual part that we were questioning with
I
the
just thought
pronunciation of.
I always think it's funny.
Luke, I don't know if you were there at McDonald's, but do you remember the manager, Alex?
Yeah.
He started that where he like said something super derogatory and said the word digger.
Yeah.
And so we just went back and forth saying things like that, and it might be the closest I've ever been to like being canceled.
Like super aggressive.
Yes, and at one point I said one, and he was far away enough to where he didn't hear it, and he was like, "What?"
You're playing with fire there for like no reason.
For
It's
the
a really
fun
low
of the
stakes
game.
situation that you escalated.
It's
And
for the
wasn't
fun of the
even
game.
I wasn't even saying anything derogatory that, like, if it were in a different context, would be like harmful, but he was.
Oh, all right. So
He was a derogatory type of man.
Luke is rooting for a tie. Nick
Yes.
doesn't know at the moment. Zach's rooting for Kyle Rayner. I'm rooting for Simon. We have literally every option available. No one is choosing the same goddamn
That's
thing.
true. When there's two options, the four of us don't agree on anything.
The one other thing I will. You want to say something, Zach?
Yeah, I also rolled a natural 19 on my d20, so that's how likely it is for Kyle Rayner to win.
Fuck.
Gotcha.
Fuck.
Well, let me roll. Hold on. Hey Siri. Roll a d20. No, it's gotta be physical. It's gotta be physical. One second.
I don't. My dice are upstairs. Otherwise, I would do this.
I got them right here.
Okay.
I got
I'm
'em
sorry
right
for
here.
starting this.
Fine,
5
you're
minutes.
fine.
Hold on. Okay, d20. I got a fucking nat 20, baby.
I
Wait,
don't
so
For
really-
a tie?
So it's
That-
gonna be a
I'm gonna
tie.
take
It's gonna be a fucking tie.
I'm gonna take a picture right now. You're not hearing any other rolling, right?
Nope,
Yeah,
nothing.
Like I've got to keep talking.
No.
You're not hearing any other rolling. Can you? It's.
Oh,
Yep,
shit,
that's
yeah.
a
Send
20.
it.
All right.
Well.
Well, I guess it's gonna be a tie.
It's gotta be a tie, baby.
It's gotta, I guess.
So one last thing before we get in is that every time we go one of these, I tend to talk a little bit about the G1 Death Battle fan blog and what they predict. However, this one, they're actually under some pretty hefty shit. So they released the blog and they predicted that Simone would win. However, they used to scale Kyle Rayner a little site called the Versus Battle Wiki, which is basically a Wikipedia for characters and their power scaling stuff, which is notorious for downscaling DC. They are known for
That's fucked up.
putting DC at like they have Superman, a character that is like multiversal at the minimum, at solar system level.
Why?
Because I don't know, they suck.
There's
They don't-
bias.
I guess
Bias?
they're
I
biased
guess.
against DC, but
I think
What does DC
They-
stand for?
Detective Comics.
Detective Comics.
Oh.
I feel like I could only see that being the case because Superman's not like Omni-Man, where like Superman doesn't show off his powers nearly as much. Like he uses them when they're needed.
Right, but it's very
Meanwhile, Omni-Man just like
it's consistent
floats through a
across DC characters though. All of
I
them
guess
are
in a
like that.
fight to the death, though, like character traits shouldn't really matter.
Well, character traits
Yeah.
do, but the way Death Battle does it is any what's the word? Any like rule against killing is gone, but any other mental thing will still be taken in place.
Like
wait,
their
any rule
personality.
against
Yeah.
killing.
So like Batman, if they put him in a death battle, he wouldn't follow his
gonna-
rule of no kills. He's gotta be
Kill
like,
people.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna fight to the death.
Right.
So that means due to our previous conversation, I'm not going to delay this very much longer, but due to our previous conversation, the Monster Hunter could be in the series.
One of the most popular. I shouldn't say most. It was popular a good couple years ago. It's kind of dwindled, but the Hunter versus the Hunter from Bloodborne is.
I don't like that.
It's not one of my personal favorites. If the Hunter's gonna be in, I want him to face the Ashen one from Dark Souls 3. But
Can we have Monster
I would want
Hunter
him.
versus Monster?
I would want him to fight the protagonists in Liza P. Personally,
I do know
Who's Liza and why does she have to use the bathroom?
I do know that if Pinocchio has the.
It's not. It would be P of Wise.
I know. I know that has a matchup pretty, not big, just because no one knows the other series, but Alice from the Alice Madness Returns game, which I love.
I've heard of it.
But there's a lot of matchups. But all right, let's you guys ready?
Yes.
Let's make this video not an hour.
At this, I mean, Master Chief Doom guy was 53 minutes, so
We have 24
Well, it's
minutes
because
minimum.
It's because you left in Luke's feet unedited.
I did.
Click the link up here or over there,
It
wherever.
will not be
If you
there.
wanna see
You
my feet.
know it, and I don't do that.
I know.
Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern. Two men born of Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and
What the
conquer
fuck?
infinity. He's Wiz
It's okay.
and I'm
That threw me
Boomstick.
off.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Gurren Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann.
With Kamina piloting the body and Simone the head, these two were unstoppable.
Of all the giant
Yeah, I definitely like the
fighting
head on
robots
its
in
own.
all the animes
Oh.
across history, Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's willpower and capable of making any weapon they can imagine.
Including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course...
Drills!
Where do they get these mechs that can just do anything? I don't get it.
Just in
What are
the
these?
air.
One's favorite,
Just
Over
part of
the
their-
top animes like this tend to do this really funny thing of the same thing that Pixar does. It's like, just what if drills had feelings?
Oh, yeah, a little
Like,
bit.
what if chainsaws had feelings? Yeah, they just go over the top.
But victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
Unimaginably
peacetime.
powerful godlike aliens, the anti-spiral feared humanity's potential,
Majora.
what they dubbed the spiral nemesis.
Were they trying to
Remember
dig
how
into the
Gurren
moon to get rid of
Lagann
it?
runs on fighting
I
spirit?
don't know.
Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the spiral turned inward represents endless obsession and madness, the spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
This is just
Potential
JoJo
Simon would
Persona.
use as he led
little
Team
bit.
Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral.
Oh, that
And
got me.
this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy,
Channeling spiral power lets
Now
you
it gets good.
constantly adapt.
which is
You know,
strong
something I
enough to
just
shatter
realized is
space
an issue
and
with my deduction of who is gonna win in these after hearing the explanations.
Huh.
Because when we get to this high where it's like, you know, insane power where it's reality warping and like, you know, infinite universe destruction, shit like that.
Right.
Like the power is so exponential they just like a human can't even fathom it, but we're trying to quantify it here. And it's like two of those going up against each other. The thing that I forget to do is that there's just a couple semantics that determine which one can take over the other one. Like
Yeah,
where the fault lies in one that can be exploited by another.
Right.
It's like how in Shigaraki versus Mahito, there was one feat. I think it was the speed feat, where it's like Mahito was like something million and Shigaraki was something billion,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like that was the deciding factor, pretty much.
Yeah.
time with a punch.
Or the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, which can fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimensions. All within a Planck instant.
That's the smallest unit of time physically possible.
They just do hit everything.
Each
Yep.
laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light.
Sounds like a lot.
Oh, well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
Move over, SpongeBob. You've been dethroned. Oh, and the guidebook says they hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes. You literally cannot calculate how fast that is.
But it wasn't enough to escape the
Literally what I was just
spiral
talking about,
of
like-
trap, the multiverse
Okay, so what's gonna be the
labyrinth. An attack that imprisons
overtake of
Simon in
this?
his own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind, permanently arresting him.
A
in
simpler
dream
explanation
world.
to what's going on here
Except
is the dude just dropped acid once they went to space.
I mean, at this point, that's what a lot of anime is.
I feel like
Controlled
the
his
willpower
mind, permanently arresting.
thing was like how does he put his willpower up? Like how does he increase his willpower enough to be able to power that thing to destroy everything everywhere?
The power
At
of
all
anime.
times.
All at once.
Him
God.
in a dream world.
Except Simone and his spiral power are just built
He's got God
different.
and anime
And
inside.
after being inspired by his bro, Simone absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional, meaning Simone absorbed a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself. The jump between dimensions is basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely, thus an infinite gap in size and
See a little
scope.
infinite there.
Oh, we're just
Wait,
getting
what? Did I
started.
miss something?
Imagine
Infinite
there
was in the background from Sonic Forces.
As soon as he said the word infinite showed
than
up.
himself.
I
The
missed
jump
it.
between dimensions is
Phil
Schiffer.
basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely.
Yeah.
Thus,
He's gonna thwomp.
And then it's a fucking
Womp,
womp.
yeah.
Oh, my god.
direction of space that extends infinitely. Thus, an infinite
It was so
size
fast. You
and
like
scope.
blink and you miss it.
Oh, we're just getting started. Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann. And that author's spiral power made his fictional Simon real, adding another to the mix.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave our Simone enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
This is when Gurren Lagann gets actually fucking crazy.
Oh my!
Like,
They
Shut up.
particles that alter probability.
Okay, they almost never use the word fuck. Like, in the last couple seasons, the only one I can think of is the last episode when they were talking about the BFG for Doomslayer, and that was it. And that was for an in-game item. They
There's a
rarely
name.
ever.
They weren't really dropping the F-bomb.
They almost never do that shit.
Okay, so
Things just keep ramping up.
how does a character like this go back to eating a sandwich later? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Right.
Like they gotta go back and like take a nap later.
They have lost
gotta go get
sight
the
in all the small
groceries.
things.
They gotta go pay their fucking taxes.
I don't know.
Or
I don't know
can
if they
create
do.
all those things with their
Like
mech.
this is their career aspect. After that, they're still a human at the end of the day. They just go back to their life.
Oh my
A
god.
human who
chill
is
out.
merged with an infinite number of humans.
What do they do for fun?
I love
What do
that
they
they
imagine for fun?
Can you have
Superman
fun?
recreates the universe and then goes back to like
Ian Clark
to
Kent.
work at a newspaper outlet in the 21st century.
Yeah. Oh my god. This shit just keeps ramping.
He can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just by willing it back into existence.
Like when
And
Lord
to
Genome
think
used
some people
spiral
would call
power
this a
to
Gundam
survive
ripoff.
Quantum breakdown, or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe, used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level for 7 days straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, whiz, when the fuck is my leg growing back?
When
That's
even
the
this
second
was not
one.
enough for the anti-spiral, Simon evolved one more time.
Into Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann!
This mech is
I hate
so
this.
big its size
I don't
is
actually
literally
hate it, but-
This is the
incalculable.
same
And with the drill
show
somehow even
that earlier they were in the dirt.
Yep.
Sorry, I got lost track. I didn't, no pun intended until this moment where I realized it was gonna happen. I wanted to ground myself in
Oh.
reality a little bit more.
No, it's a lot.
This is like how JRPGs usually go.
yeah.
You
Ugh.
start by like fighting like some like goblin half your size, and you end up fighting a god that is larger than your planet.
That's very accurate, actually. Oh
This
my
mech
god.
is so big, its size
Because it
is
got good enough
literally
at sword
incalculable.
play.
And every star, another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
So that was Gurren Lagann.
I don't think I want to watch that show.
It's good. It's a lot. Actually, okay, I will say, just the anime of Gurren Lagann, you don't get like 90% of that insane shit. That is like almost entirely delegated to movies and manga. So if you just
I'm voting for Simone the Digger.
Oh, you haven't seen Kyle Rayner yet.
Oh god.
It's even worse.
The
I wouldn't say
universe
worse,
is a
but-
danger. Hal Jordan.
You know him. You love him. You might hate him. But you gotta respect the man with a will as unbreakable as
Was that what they?
Until the day
Yeah,
his
they were
re-
referencing it.
The
That was-
disrespectful death.
him? You love him. You might hate
Yeah.
Oh my god! Wow.
Timber with
Yeah.
a Timberland.
Not only did
Isn't
it
that-
feel disrespectful, but it doesn't make sense for Ben 10 to go out like that.
Right. He could have so easily avoided that.
Well, so like right before that, they didn't show it. So that Ben was from the beginning of the fight. Green Lantern used time
Drink
travel.
Arizona green tea. A refreshing beverage.
Green Lantern went back in time to catch him off guard, and then used scissors to cut off his arm, which does not work. The Omnitrix would have stopped that.
Yeah.
It's an episode that a lot of people really don't like because a lot of its inconsistencies and things it just kind of gets wrong about Ben 10.
I'm excited to get there.
It's in season 6. We're in season 2 right now. We got a little bit.
I'm excited to get there.
We'll get there.
Kyle Rayner.
So, was Kyle picked for his indomitable willpower like Hal was?
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on. Must feel good being given the most dangerous magical weapon in existence.
I love that smile.
Hey,
This is an appropriate
Yeah, like I
question.
got it, baby.
Wait,
I have a question. I'm not sure if it is necessarily relevant, but I was just curious. When Hal Jordan lost his mind because they blew up his hometown, were any of his loved ones there, or was it just his hometown?
I'm pretty sure it was just his hometown. I don't think anyone he actually cared about was still there.
His high school crush was there.
I might be wrong on that, but
It'd be extremely upsetting, but I wouldn't see that as a reason to become Thanos.
yeah, DC's writing is so weird sometimes.
Think we're exaggerating? Well, consider the time Kyle stretched
Just look
the
at that
blade
list.
fabric
Holy
of
shit.
space to increase the plank length a billion times over. That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the rings have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that
This is why I like
Uzi
Batman.
Kilowog survived being erased from existence by
See,
the
that's-
Damn it, my cell phone's dead.
This is why
Yeah.
this is why I hate Batman, because this shit's right here. Batman's meant to be the normal character, and then he gets hit with a nuke and walks away from it.
That's
the
fair.
funny thing is, Batman would win against some of these feats within the self-contained continuity of DC.
Within Batman's movies, he'll win.
Yeah.
Races on Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled by its user's willpower and limited only by their imagination.
Well,
I find it more fun when a hero has, one or two powers
because he's a comic book artist.
that limit
We know
them.
from this show, samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots. Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make
He
them
is canonically a fan of Gurren Lagann.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And get him out of
with
here.
the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
Or hold back a 12.3.
I still thought we were talking about
Wait,
the Hal Jordan for a minute.
DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only
Hey,
downside
there's
is
more
that
than
it's limited
Gurren
to
Lagann.
24 hours before needing a recharge.
No,
Well,
They said
now.
11 in that one. Right?
it was an infinite multiverse.
It was 11
Dimensions.
point.
Oh, dimensions, yeah.
E.
Yeah, it was
Right.
something.
So it can.
Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Kyle wasn't the only
Now,
one.
see, this is a
traumatized.
perfect
This
reason
moment
to
was
become
so-
a dictator.
I mean,
This
yeah.
is he lost
Look at the
his
fucking-
personal tragedy.
Look at the quote underneath the picture.
People keep saying, and I'm
Well,
hoping,
there goes my appetite.
I'm kind of hoping
Yeah.
it happens because both of them can create constructs of pretty much anything they want. I'm really hoping that Simone
But he can't
decides
create a construct with his girlfriend.
this. Okay, that's weird. Everyone's really hoping that for no reason other than he thinks it'd be funny, and then it ends up really affecting Kyle Rayner. Is Simone makes a construct that's just a fridge, just smacks him with it.
He gets scared.
You guys didn't
Wait,
hear
shit,
it, but
trauma.
Nick yelled loud.
Oh, infamous! It started the trope called fridging.
For how female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again. Red is rage, ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm, which Sounds like it sucks, but it's metal as hell.
Blue light is powered by hope and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental
I love that
domination,
turnaround.
and supercharge his ring.
His blood is napalm,
Passion
but he has hope.
producing is a
Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other lantern.
You're the
in
greenest
existence.
lantern.
far stronger than hell. Who could
I
harness
thought
the
it.
energy
I
of
thought it
that
said you are the
power
greenest
battle?
lantern.
I
When I
didn't
first
do it.
glanced at
I
it.
didn't do it first, and I got confused.
Congratulations, you are the greenest lantern.
It's the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is
Huh?
strong enough to go up against threats
Resurrect
to
dead?
all of creation. Kyle's greatest weakness was still
Wait.
himself.
Kyle
Can you
spent
pause
his
it and
whole
back up a little bit to that page that had the list of the people he defeated? He defeated Oblivion, but he is Oblivion?
No, he's not Oblivion. Oblivion, like, split from him.
Oh, I guess I didn't pick that up.
Just
created, like,
the
an evil
equation
counterpart.
made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion.
Yeah, it
Kyle's
manifested an entire other being.
Okay. I guess I interpreted that as he became the entire other being.
Oh, okay.
greatest weakness
But I
was
just-
still himself.
Misunderstood.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their command,
Kill
there's
universes.
end
Just,
to
no,
their
go with the
journey.
flow.
Only endless beginnings.
Okay. Who's the sponsor? Oh, it's their. Yeah, they have their own website now. The only reason I'm not using is because I just already had to pull them on YouTube. All right.
Text box versus Lego.
All right. I'm gonna go in order of what I saw on Discord. What I can see on Discord. So that's not what I meant to click on. All right. Luke, you're first. Who do you got?
Tie.
Are you sticking with that?
It has to be a tie. I rolled a 20.
All right.
I also genuinely don't know, and they seem both very powerful. Maybe there's some semantics in there that I did pick up on because it's 11:30 a.m. and that's too early for me. But I feel like tie is possible, and I want to call out a tie at some point.
I mean, all right.
And I want bonus points if I'm right.
No. All right, Nick. Who do you got?
Ooh, this is tough. I was like, naively sitting with a little self-gratifying smirk. I'm like, there's no way Kyle Rayner could beat Simone. But now I don't fucking know anything.
Yeah.
I witnessed. On the one hand, it feels like everything that they expressed. It feels like Kyle Rayner is like ultimately more powerful, but has like more energy expenses. But also like, the thing you were warning about with they scale down DC. So I don't know.
Well, that wasn't Death Battle themselves. Who
Yeah,
did
that was
right?
the Versus Battle Wiki.
Which the.
But is that a source they use?
No, that was
No.
something that the G1 Death Battle fan blog used, which is like I talk with them
People
a
who
lot.
try to predict.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they caught a lot of shit for it.
Yeah. Well, it's still tough. Like the original concept of like he has all of this power, but he can't really contain it. Or like it doesn't always last as long as he would like it to. Makes it seem like he's slightly more powerful than Simone. This is tough. But Simone also did all this crazy shit too in the speed feat. Fuck it. I'm just gonna go with Simone. I don't really know what's provoking me to say that, but it's just my instinct.
All right. Zach?
Do I have the option to freeze my score? Because, like, I want to vote one or the other, but I genuinely think there is grounds for a tie, but I don't want to vote any one way. So can I just not get a win or a loss?
That's fine. We can do
The
that.
D20 makes it really seem like there's going to be a tie.
No, I have, and I'll explain after the episode's over, but I have genuine grounds for why I think there could be a tie. I'm trying to predict the plot in my head.
All right, if you wanna forgo this point, but also you won't be losing a point, then we can do that.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
For me, I think that Kyle is slightly more powerful. However, I think that Simone has way more abilities, and those abilities break reality harder than the White Lantern ring. And I think he has enough because the White Lantern, with that power, he can bring himself back to life with stuff like that, right? Well, we don't know if he can bring himself back. He's only ever brought other people back. But I'm assuming he
can do a lot of shit.
With the power of Gurren Lagann, his girlfriend, who he scales to, is superior to when it comes to these sorts of powers, was able to literally resist her own factual erasure.
Informational deletion.
Like, simply through the power of Gurren Lagann and willpower.
Oddly enough, that's kind of what the anti-life equation and life equation apparently equate to be. Like, that was what I wanted to talk about during the breakdown, but it's just weird. Like,
she was like, "No, I do exist." For a week.
Can I change my vote?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll vote for Simon the Digger.
All right.
Simone.
I am going to go for Simone, and I have no confidence in my answer. I've seen a million arguments online for this, and every single one is different. No matter who says something, someone has a callback of, no, wait, what about this? No, that can counter be this. No, that can be countered by this. That can be countered by this. There's always something.
This might be the most death battle episode.
Potentially. All right.
It has to be a tie.
We have one
You guys
tie.
have just proved my point.
3 Simones. I am also going to throw out that I've seen this idea thrown around, and I really want this to happen, and that is I want Kyle to kill Simone. It goes to the KO screen, and then we hear Simone say, "The hell do you?"
back.
He just yells, "The hell do you take me for?" And the fight starts up again, which is something very Gurren Lagann.
I'm sorry. Last time, I'm locking my vote in this time.
Okay.
I am gonna vote as high. I think it's gonna happen.
You think it's gonna happen?
I genuinely think it's gonna happen.
All right. Well, we have 2 ties, 2 Simones. Just so you know, this does count as a loss if it's not a tie.
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
Yes. I need. Luke needs someone to sink in the ship with him.
Fair enough.
Data through all possibilities.
It's time
Have
for
we ever voted for a tie before?
No.
No.
Because I know it's happened a couple times, but I never really think of it as an option.
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Gurren Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
It's fucking Balrog from Street Fighter.
What? Oh. I was like, why does the chest piece look like glasses, but then he put it on the face of his chest?
That was Shenron. Okay, there's a lot of references right
Tell
now.
me about it. 4.
Tiger Woods.
That's nothing! My drill will pierce the heavens!
I feel like I already don't know what's going on. It looks great, whatever's going on.
He made a Superman
chin.
mech.
That's really cool.
I'm a lantern. We do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Break the unbreakable.
If you ain't know,
Now you know. I'm Simone
What is
the
that?
Digger.
I don't know.
Fall in my way. I'll smash it down.
It's just patriotism
Yeah.
with text going by.
stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future. Choose life. Have faith in the Simone.
And kill him.
Believes in you.
This song is fucking ripping.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so good, and it's referencing a past track.
Send the heavens. Kick a drill free.
Oh no, he's pulling it out. No, he's gonna lose.
He's whipping his drill out.
Oh fuck no.
Is it too early?
I think so.
The super weapon wasn't your mech.
It was me.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in brightest day, in blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power.
I like how each of the punches were like, one is the manga style, one's the comic style.
Oh my god, we're down to the fucking Green Lantern. Oh,
See you grit those teeth!
I don't think it's enough.
You'd make a good lantern.
Simon of Earth.
Oh my
you
god.
have been chosen.
What?
Who the hell do you think I am?
He won and became a Green Lantern.
Damn.
The fuck?
Let's fucking go.
Is this just like a profound statement that he's like a better lantern than Kyle Rayner could be?
not that he's a better Lantern, that he would be able to beat him, but that they would, like, you got to think about it like this. He would beat, according to them, he would beat Kyle Rayner. But with that, Kyle would get to see just how good of a Green Lantern he could be. He's literally powered by willpower, which is what the Green Lantern Corps needs.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, let's
Poetically,
fucking go.
a drill is kind of a tool of willpower when you think about it.
Yeah.
What if Kyle Rayner after the KO is like, just who the hell do you
could.
think I am? And he comes back and he says,
could. The only thing that's making me think no is because we only have a couple minutes left.
Yeah.
And they
But
need
what
time
if they do it like really quick? What if they do it like a couple seconds because like they're so fast?
Oh my
Like you get fly really
Luke,
fast, so like
Luke,
you-
it's
you get
okay.
really
It's,
fast.
it's over.
Luke,
Just let it.
it's okay.
Also, Luke,
Just keep
that
watching.
wouldn't. Why do you want
Let
that
it
to
go
happen?
down.
You'd still be wrong.
But then the fight can keep
They
going.
can tie.
Yeah, then they can still tie it because right now it didn't work, so maybe it could work then.
I think that's even less likely, Luke. I'm sorry to break it to you.
Well, let's play it and let's see because it could happen.
I would like to play it, but okay.
When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards. Take
Oh, you mean exactly what you said earlier? Exactly what you fucking said earlier?
power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
First up, imagination. The boundless things they could
potential mean
conjure
for
to
this?
use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone
Tiger
did
Woods?
have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal, which was mostly drills. Though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions.
was I right about that?
3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember,
Shit.
each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below.
Ah, shit.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he
Yeah,
can
if he's, like,
constantly evolve to get stronger.
1.3 infinites potentially stronger in willpower or whatever. How? I don't understand.
So
Keep going.
just
Keep
because
going.
Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle, especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge, especially since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle
A higher level
controlled
of reality than what
It would have, that is,
they even got
except for
to.
the life equation. It originated
Now,
from a higher level of reality.
Here's the reason I thought it was a tie was because, you know, I'm still like very strictly going at like they use the characters at their peak, even if the peak is only for like a couple minutes. And I thought Kyle Rayner was gonna have the life equation, and I thought Oblivion was gonna show up at some point.
Oh, well, I mean, he did have the life equation, but Oblivion's dead.
Right.
He overcame that whole thing.
I thought how that worked in the story was he got the life equation, but he couldn't handle the power. So in the summoning of Oblivion, he also lost the life equation.
I mean, yeah, but they still gave him the life equation.
I feel like how I feel when I watch Vsauce.
What?
No,
No.
like I'm just confused.
Why are you confused
What?
watching Vsauce?
Some of them confuse me.
Let me just quote.
Most of them are. Okay, go ahead.
Quote 1, 3, 5, 7, 11.
Where are your fingers?
Or the.
I'm
bet you
not
like that.
currently. I'm not currently in your walls. Or am I?
Oh my god.
What's the most dangerous thing in this room? Apart from me, of course. It's...
I love him so much.
and would have more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself writing a version of Gurren Lagann, and using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
A pretty similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann.
That's how like
in a
every
nutshell.
superhero
So Simone's
goes.
incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately greater. Kyle may have embodied life itself.
So Kyle was stronger at base, more creative use of his ring, countering each other's abilities, far weaker, eventually limited battery charge. Greater rate of adaptation, superior regeneration, resist the emotional spectrum, countering each other's abilities, and weaker initially.
That was the one thing I forgot about was limited battery charge. If I remembered that, I would have like locked in my vote for Simone. Like
That was kind of my
immediately.
basis for it, but this was like really close. It was hard to call.
You should have. You didn't need to get on the ship with Luke. I don't know why you did.
Well, I think I'm still positive in my.
I need to
My
double
point.
check. I think you might be though.
There's still
I remember
30 seconds
getting
left.
like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still 30 seconds. He can get back up.
Very potential would shatter even this lantern's light.
I hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
He
The
barely
winner is
died.
Simone the Digger.
Next time.
Okay, hold on.
Death battle.
Did he even
Oh
die?
shit! Wiley versus Tom. Let's go. It's finally happening.
They're just going in the order of the things that you said were the most popular.
At this point, yeah, I'm a little upset actually.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
Okay. Why the hell is there Pokemon versus 1 billion lions on FNL Cast?
They just had some fun with that.
Did they do the one man versus 100? Wait, no, other way. One
No,
man versus
well-
100 gorillas. Who wins?
I know they joked. Did they actually do the episode? Hold on. I can't remember.
1 billion lions.
Yep, 1 gorilla versus 100 humans.
You know that happened in real life recently.
Yeah, it did.
We did.
Wait, what?
Oh, was
Yeah,
that a Mr. Beast video?
No,
No, it was
the Hatsune
Oh,
Miku
I don't-
guy.
yeah, there's Xander or something.
What?
I
What
don't
you
know.
talking about? Describe. Elaborate.
I'll. Hi, do I say what it actually is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or do I just okay? He said he was trying to get 100 of like. He was like, if you guys know any super strong people, submit them into this. We're really doing it. And the people that actually showed up were like not strong at all. They were just like they looked like they sat around for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And it was against a guy in like a gorilla suit, but it was like it had like technology in it. It was like it had like a big air conditioner on the inside, and like the arms were like mechanical and shit.
Yeah. What?
And then nobody won because the air conditioner broke, so the humans won by default.
Yeah.
God.
So humanity wins. The debate is
That
settled.
was a skewed thing though, because it wasn't an actual gorilla. Gorilla would never
Of
have
course
problem with AC.
Of course it wasn't. Well, no. If there was ever a gorilla crisis, we'd just hit him in the air conditioner. That's gonna, if people start having this serious debate now, that's gonna be like my clapback. It's just like, just hit him in the air conditioner. Jesus, it's
The
not that
humans
hard.
always win. If the humans have prep time, they can plan to hit him in the air conditioner. Where's the air
It runs-
conditioner on the gorilla?
I just think it's right in the chest.
I didn't
It's
take my
in-
gorilla anatomy class yet.
It's just like humans, but upscaled.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Like, where's your air conditioner?
I guess right below my sternum.
I don't know what that
The
is.
solar plexus.
The Bootius Maximus.
The air conditioner is stored in the knees.
The booty is Maximus.
That's what my gym teacher in elementary school used to call a butt. Was a Bootius Maximus.
Booty Maximus.
Who was that?
And then everyone would.
Then my gym teacher in elementary school.
Okay.
I think we had the same gym teacher.
No, because
State-
Luke went
State
to
Road?
State Road.
Oh, never mind. There's I confuse you for someone else. There was someone in elementary school that looked a lot like you.
Uh
That's gay.
huh.
Well,
What a turnout, huh?
I'm so happy that the episode was good.
I fucking love like the concept of walking onto like a quiet stage after something crazy like this fight happens. It's like, well, what a turnout! Like,
Alright, I'm gonna see if there's any hate comments.
Well, the people who are still holding on to the grudge got what they wanted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, sort by new. That's where you'll get all the hate comments.
Right.
Oh, true.
Please put that in the thumbnail if you can.
I'll try
Because
and
you
remember.
just commented
No.
1 minute ago.
how did you turn on hate comments?
I didn't. I just sorted by new. Only reason I'm a little apprehensive on that is because I don't want to spoil the fight for people who haven't seen it yet just by seeing the
Can
thumbnail.
you put it in the video though?
Yes,
Right.
it's going in the video.
Okay.
Hold on.
We need a Curious George versus Grug. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Who grug?
As this two,
From-
he commented it
he's-
twice.
He's from
3
the
times.
Croods.
Wait.
Scroll up a little bit.
What is this?
Lantern. We do the impossible.
Oh, he's just. Okay.
The child.
I was really hoping to find. Hate comments. I'm actually very glad there's not though. Oh my god.
God damn it. It was. I saw it coming.
What is this one?
The jump between dimensions is
Oh,
basically
Bill Cipher being
infinite.
there, yeah. He's still trapped.
Oh. Well.
Damn, you know what? Thankfully, this is not stupid. It's just... Holy shit. Also, I forgot about
Oh, the
this.
source wall,
Yeah, this is the source wall.
Oh.
Which
which is
where Gurren Lagann, I believe, what they come from.
Well, they were describing it being a DC thing.
Was it a
that
DC?
comment.
Oh, maybe I had it mixed up with something else. I'm stupid a lot of the time. The source wall. Yeah, okay. The absolute boundary of the DC universe, right. That's it.
meaning. I want to read more.
Sorry.
Meaning, if it's part of DC Comics, it's not beyond this wall. Separates this reality from the source, aka the creator of everything in DC, aka the presence. Oh, the comic book creators. Okay, so
The DC
So this
universe is
fight
built
took
like
place in
Minecraft.
our universe.
Yep. Oh, man. Alright, on with it.
The
Hey, comment.
DC universe
Oh.
is built like Minecraft. It just has like badlands if you go far enough, or long. What do they call that? When you reach the edge of a Minecraft infinite, you
does
generate
it have a
world?
specific name?
The
Uh,
Farlands.
Yeah, the
Farlands. Yes, thank you. Everything just becomes wall.
Is this
Not
every
even big
episode?
What? This?
Oh, new Death Battle. Yeah, I did.
Well,
I
this,
can
this,
read.
this is all of it, yeah.
I was.
Sorted by new.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's literally the whole series. Damn.
The only ones that aren't on here are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Battle Royale, because that is blocked in most countries, and Beerus vs. Galaxia, which is blocked because Toei sucks.
Figures.
But it's weird that they chose that one specifically when there's so many Dragon Ball episodes, but they used a little too much of Beerus, I guess. But yeah, those are the only two episodes but you can now. If I go, I think it'll be here.
Is it on the website?
Yep. You have. If I
Oh,
go all
shit.
the way, Death Battle Season 1.
Oh damn, it's all right there.
You gotta. This is basically their own personal Patreon instead of doing through Patreon. So you do have to pay.
Okay.
But like all these videos are up for free anyway. they're only.
What does joining give you other than like other access to the videos?
Well, I'm glad I can help promote this. Is
this in the video?
Yep.
Still recording.
So if you join, you get access to Death Battle Archive, member products, early access to limited promotions. Then you get member exclusive posts and 5% off the Death Battle store. And then over here, 10% off the Death Battle store, and you get put in the credits.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be paying for this, and I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I understand.
And they got new merch that I want to get.
If Shadow the Hedgehog was like, I'm starting a Patreon, I would join that shit right away for like $45 a month.
I do want to point out,
the fucking platinum subscriber.
The girl that died in the beginning of Shigaraki Maito now has a shirt because she was so goddamn popular with the fans.
Why was she popular?
People think she's hot.
You know what?
They get fucking one frame of her.
She is literally, she like to the point where they had to give her a name, a backstory, and now merch. Her name is Akane.
Didn't
she was
die?
at the beginning of the fight?
Yep, she died immediately to Maito.
Why
So
would they
she was
give
just
her
a random character?
story?
Because people wanted it. People kept
That's
asking
so
for
up.
shit.
Now I'm starting to care about this character a little bit.
But I'm buying, this is a peak fiction mug.
Can you show us the clip of her dying?
Pull it up real quick. Hi, Maito. Oh, hey,
That's her.
Yep. She's right there. And she's gone. But
No love for that
text up.
other dude checking his watch.
Yeah, exactly.
But now she has merchandise. This beer
It
thing.
is her face in fear, forever frozen on a shirt.
I'm gonna
They were
get
giving
the
it for
death
all
after
of
witnessing
two 1,000th of a second.
But yeah,
That'd be 1/500th.
yeah, you can. I'm probably gonna buy this. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's funny.
I'm thinking about it too, to be honest.
How much is it? It is
30.
Yeah, $30. Oh, if I want to get it, it's 40. I understand. When you get to like some of the bigger sizes, you got to upprice it a little bit.
It can be a crop top. Get an extra small.
You could bootleg your own.
Or I can support the show I love.
Yeah, you could do it anyway. Just buy a small, but then also bootleg your own.
Oh shit! They have countdowns to new episodes on
Ooh.
here.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, shit. Okay, I like
Shitting.
that. Yeah, we get one episode a month, baby. All right, I'm gonna.
Well, they already have their own website.
We got distracted, so I'm gonna real quick say my final thoughts, and then we're gonna end the video.
Okay.
That was fucking badass. I love that. I'm super happy I was right. Suck it, DC fans. I'm kidding. Respect Kyle Rayner. Actually, the build up to this episode, there was so much respect both characters posts, and they got a lot of love, and people seem to stop being dicks near the end. So I'm happy about that. But fight was cool as shit. I'm gonna rewatch it. I gave it, as of right now, it's at a 10, but it's 4th best. There's a good chance it'll fall because Kratos Azra was also a 10. It's now the 2nd worst episode this season. But those are my final thoughts. Anyone else got any final ones they want to share?
Nope, I thought it was really good.
Easy win.
Drink
I'm
Coca-Cola.
happy to be
The
on the
flavor of a
point-winning
nation.
side.
Luke, why are you promoting Coke?
Tastes good.
I'm getting deja vu. Haven't you promoted Coke before?
He promoted
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Pepper.
And then before
Well,
that,
anything I have in my hand.
really before that, you promoted Sprite.
Oh, wait, and another time
Drink
you were-
Kahlua.
What?
And then
Who
drive
do you
later.
know? What's going on here?
Another time that we did a video, you did also promote Coke. Yeah.
Eat
I
Clorox.
specifically think of the Dark Souls video on Old Lightning Round Battlegrounds, where
Speaking
the
of, when are we getting the
that's
second?
right.
thumbnail is brand deal.
Drink piss.
When are we getting the second part of that video, Luke?
Soon, because I was in Florida. I just got back.
I don't care. You were working on it before you left.
I'm
alright.
gonna cut him some slack. I take like a month to edit anything.
Yeah,
off.
you fuckers can't say anything about my editing time.
Why can I not?
I'm just constantly adding to Luke's workload, like as much as As much as he writes most of it off, I'm just constantly throwing, like, spitballing ideas, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Well, we do that for each other.
All right, thank you guys for watching. We should stop the video.
All right.
Goodbye.
So we can
That
talk
was an
about
hour
things.
16, and